lovely weekend.
Yeah. Happy
Um,
Monday.
we're going to talk about our sourcing. We're going to talk about a trend that we've seen, and we're going to share our sales for the weekend. We had 21 total items, which I feel like is more than we had last weekend, right?
Um, Maybe.
Yeah, maybe you don't know.
I have
Um,
no idea.
so yeah, I think it's an improvement in progress. But before we get started, my name is Aaron,
I'm Amber.
and we are full-time resellers. We go live Monday through Thursday to share our goodies,
Yes.
our sales, and all that good stuff. So, with that being said, I wanted to start with our sourcing this weekend.
Hmm.
So, Friday was a complete and utter bust. So, we went to the bargain hunt, which is
I
local.
even forgot about that.
Yeah.
It feels like a year ago.
And they didn't even have bins. So, that we go to a website and it'll tell us what if the bins are going to be in our,
Yeah.
what city the bins are going to
The
be
new
in.
ones.
And apparently they didn't get a shipment, which I get, but
Yeah.
then take it off the website.
Please.
Like, if
Would
I
be
didn't,
nice.
if it was removed from the website and then you thought you were going to get it, so maybe it's this weekend, I don't know, but I
Because you
figured,
get there early and you wait outside till they open the door so you can be one of the first ones to the bins. And then she opens the door. Oh, are you here for the bins? Yeah, we didn't get a shipment. There's no bins today. Oh, we could have been in a different city, like
yeah,
sourcing. It stinks.
we had community sales we could have went to.
Yeah.
So,
So that was
um,
Friday.
yeah.
Then what happened?
So then Saturday, we did go to a newer area that we haven't
Hmm.
really sourced before, and I think it's going to be on our list moving forward because it was good.
Unfortunately, it's pretty far away, but
It was an hour and 20-minute drive,
it's a long
so
time.
it's not
Early in the
terrible.
morning.
But we get there at this first community sale. There were several community sales.
Yes.
And what really liked about it was there were some other community sales that were like
Adjacent.
around the
Yeah.
peripheral area to like make sure that we didn't have too much competition in our area.
Right.
And so since there were so many options,
Made sense.
it made sense. And so one of the sales, we weren't even the first one there. There was already somebody picking through
Yeah.
it. But they essentially had a countless amount of media,
Yeah.
DVDs,
Boxes
and
and bags full.
it was TV series.
Yeah.
Which, if you don't know anything, when you're looking for DVDs and stuff
Media.
like that, media, you really want like the complete series,
Mhm.
box sets, and
Yeah.
stuff like that because that's where a lot of money is made. A couple bolos that we got out of that. In the Heat of the Night,
Yes.
if you can get that on DVD, VHS, anything really, you just want to make sure you check it, of course. But
Right.
one box set, which was seasons 2 and 3 together,
Combined. Yeah.
combined, I listed last night for $300.
It's wild.
Just to give you an idea. Um, we had season like 8 listed for like 80,
Mm-hmm.
season 6 listed for 90, season 7 was listed for like 40. So it's like it's a little bit all over the place. Why is it spread out? I don't know.
Doesn't matter. No matter what you're paying for it, even if you pay $5,
Yeah,
get it.
yeah. Another one was a Benny Hill complete collection that I
Yeah.
listed for 150, and then there was a lot more that were like the Highlander, the complete series.
I'm
that
sure
was,
all the ones I picked were lower value, but it was still worth getting.
45 plus shipping. So it was kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
With some of the other ones, and but nevertheless, the prices were so cheap.
Yeah, it was
that
wild.
It was a fantastic sale and definitely made our weekend.
Yes.
That was definitely the highlight of.
Yeah. And that was one of the first ones that we got to. So we were very excited. Like the rest of the day, it was like, okay, this is all good. All this is bonus. Bonus, bonus, bonus.
Yes. And so that really does put you in a really great mood.
Yes.
Heading into it.
Especially having bombed Friday. So,
Yeah.
like, Saturday was great.
Yeah.
Well made up for it.
Some other things that we got, like first sale that we'll cover is.
Oh, yeah, we did get
this. I did get at a community sale, and it was one of the first things I listed. And I was very aggressive with the pricing because of the seasonality of
Right.
it. I want it to sell now.
Yep.
$28.95 plus shipping. I paid $5, and it is like open box, so it's still sealed inside, but
They never
has
used
been
it.
opened.
Yeah.
So that was the first sale. Now, the trend that I wanted to share with you guys that I think is just completely disgusting is I think the buyers, or at least some buyers, know that there is a lot of desperation right now for people to try to make sales. And I think
to make sales and keep the rankings or whatever.
Yeah, like keep your store moving and all this other thing. So this is an example because I had this listed for $9.95, and the initial Somebody came in and offered $2
Oh my
for
goodness,
this.
that's wild.
$2. Like I am like going to break even. Let me go ahead and just give you this.
Can I pay to send you something? That would be great.
And
I would
so
like
I
to gift
countered
you.
$9,
Yeah,
thinking like that's like reasonable
Right.
what I'm willing to sell.
it's not even price high.
And then it was counter $4, decline. Counter $6, decline. Counter $8, decline. Counter $9. So the whole time this person was willing to pay $9, but they knew they had 5 shots to try to get it
Yeah.
for a cheaper amount to see how desperate are you to sell this item. And you know what? I was not going to sell it for 8. I
Yeah.
just recently listed this CD.
Yeah.
I thought 9 was like a very reasonable amount considering I just listed it and it's already like priced pretty competitively in the market, but that's not enough.
Yeah.
They offered $2. It really was kind of frustrating and a slap in the face. I don't
Yeah.
know if anybody else is experiencing that, but I have another item as well whenever we get to it that I'll share
Yeah.
that was a very similar situation to this, which is why I wanted to kind of talk to it so that other sellers out there know like
You don't have to jump on the first
yes,
offer.
like they're looking to try to let me start as low as possible and work my way up, and the whole time that they fully intended to buy it regardless.
Yeah.
Like they picked your listing out, that you had best offer selected, and they're going to try to save
All the
$2, $3, $5, maybe, and think like on a bigger item it's possible.
Yeah.
Like we took an offer. I'm gonna put this back over here. Is that fine?
Yeah.
Where you just remember. But like I took an offer on this, and this is the next thing we'll talk about because it is a big item and we can get it out of the way. We had this listed for $130. We do have a video with the listing showing that it works and functions. We paid $5 for it at a garage sale. I got an offer for $95.
Yeah.
I just took it.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because we have not had any interest in this
It's an odd time of year to be getting this anyways.
radio controlled boat.
And it's
and
large.
It's large. We get space back, all these other things. And of course, I would like to keep my store alive.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to be completely like
Giving things away.
And also just feel like that just made me feel bad.
Yeah.
Like, going through that whole situation of the 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and then finally getting the sale just doesn't, I don't feel right about it. And honestly, I feel like if there's going to be a scam or somebody that's looking for a partial because of some way, shape, or form, this is the buyer, is the 2489. This guy that just came out and offered 95, which I thought was a reasonable offer, I don't expect to have any issues with this. Even though this is an electronic item, and this is probably a much higher likelihood of a return based on the buyer's behavior.
Yeah.
And the buyer's behavior in this situation, I would say this one's got a less likelihood of a return or a partial refund issue than a CD, which should have literally no issues.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm kind of curious to know if anybody else out there shares the kind of same sentiment with regards to with a buyer's behavior and how it reflects on the likelihood or the possibility of having an issue with that buyer in the future.
Well, honestly, the trend that we've seen is the people that are messaging you prior to purchasing are more likely to
asking
have
questions
problems later.
Yeah, they're asking questions.
There's some times that they ask certain questions and we're just block them. Don't even want to deal with them. They're going to be the ones that are the problem.
Yeah. So. What size, maybe can you show me the measurements? I get that from a perspective, but one was was this fully tested and does the record feature work or yada yada yada, and it's they're getting really specific down to the something, and it's not something that I'm going to test because I'm not going to literally test every single function on a device, and no thank you. But we'll start with this one because this one was a Poshmark sale.
Yeah, this is a dress. I forget even. Oh, it's a Cato dress. So this is something I don't buy anymore, but it's been listed for a long time. Got an offer for $20 on Poshmark and took it. Yeah. So we'll net $16 on that sale.
Not bad. Next up, this just sold before we started. This is actually a brand, what would you call it? New, old stock.
Yeah.
For Black & Decker. This is a hand sander, and that sold $19.95 plus shipping. Next up, we have a shirt. This is a Grand Slam Performance men's double XL blue golf shirt. $9 plus shipping, sold via promoted listing. Got a couple hats. A Ravens, and this has got like a cool little retro look and appeal to it. It is a youth hat, which if I would have known it was a youth hat, I would have probably not purchased it, but it sold fairly quickly for $12.95 plus shipping. And then this Tennessee Vols hat, which is, so this one was a strap back. This one is they're both snapbacks. And that one sold for $12.95 as well. And that one is a new era. The first one I think was no, this is an NFL team merchandise brand on those hats. Next up, I'll give you a second to figure out if you can decide who this is as far as a wrestling figure. I got a buddy that always loves playing this game.
Yeah.
And time's up. This is the British Bulldog, Davy Smith. And he sold $22.50 plus shipping.
Nice. Was this in that big wrestler lot?
It was.
Mini one?
So that one's pure profit.
Nice.
And I think those were the only two that were worth like pulling from the lot.
Oh, okay. The rest were like a bulk.
Yeah, I lotted the rest up, but we're purely in the profit on those, and I liked working on them. So, and they sold quick, so that's good. Nike Zoom Speed TR2s, and these shoes sold $17 plus shipping, sold via promoted listing. This was the mini camera, so I bought 3 of these. We sold 2 together in a lot. And then this was the last one, and it sold full price, $29.95 plus shipping.
This was Bargain Hunt.
No, that wasn't.
Where
that
was
was
it?
Our Goodwill.
Oh, okay.
I paid $3.99 I think each, and then just made a quantity listing. So it was a really
that's good.
Quick sale, quick flip.
Are you doing this?
We'll do this. A belt buckle. This is a coin belt buckle. So somebody asked. So this was one where they asked. We showed like the measurements.
Yeah, I put a quarter in there, took the measurements with the back and the front, and then they wanted it.
$13.50 plus shipping for that belt buckle.
I'll get it.
All right, perfect. So next up we have a Zenith VCR. So the funny thing about this one was I listed it for $30, and then I found the remote for it. So I had to delist it and then test the remote and then relist it, and then it sold $39.95 plus shipping.
All right.
To include the
remote,
RCA cables and the blank tape to go with it. All right, see if we're in some resemblance of an order here. All right, so this we're gonna do these together. So we got this one. That one sold for $14.20 plus shipping. And we have another one. This is a bit older, of the old wooden box for the G.I. Joes. Not worth getting these. $14.95 for that one, $14.20 for the other one. I think we paid $20.
Yeah.
For both. So we've done well with a lot of the old G.I. Joe stuff before, but it was with the figures. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I remember.
So it's just all about buy costs. So if you were able to pick those up for like $1 or $2,
that would work.
By all means, like, and if you enjoy listing those things, then those would be a perfectly fine purchase. In the situation where it takes up that much space, you have that much buy cost into it, it's not worth it. I will say the one bright side is they didn't take that long to sell.
Yeah.
So that is a benefit. Next up, we have a pair of kids' shoes that we've had for a long time. These are kids' Samoas. The regular Samoas can do good for adults, but the kids' ones just passed. $13 plus shipping on that one. Next up, we have...
Was that like a D-list, re-list, do you think?
Probably.
Yeah.
Next up, we have a Dracula. This is an Atari 2600 game, untested. It sold for $18.95 plus shipping, so it must be pretty rare. I've never seen it before. But for a Atari game to go for any amount of decent money, it's got to be somewhat rare.
Yeah. Is it the bag too?
Yeah, it's got all of them. So this entire lot of My Little Ponies. So these have been on a little adventure in our eBay store. So we sold these initially via auction for $255. And they didn't pay. Yes. And then, so I listed them as buy it now for $299. $99.95
Yeah.
to take offers, and tons of watchers. I keep sending out offers for like 5% or even 10% discounts, and nobody is buying it. And then I go to look, and like nobody is offering over $10.
Wow.
I mean, not $10, $100.
Oh, okay.
So it's like 50 or $100.
Right.
People keep offering for it, but I had it on set on like auto decline because I don't want to
yeah.
keep dealing with
All the frustrating bit.
yes,
Offers.
like low ball offers and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what, we're just gonna auction it again, and I don't care. I'm in it for $10, so like it's gonna go well.
Yeah.
Apparently, the one thing that I learned, so these were all Gen 4. I'm trying to find one. The ones that have like the
Painting on them?
what would you call that? No, not that. Go further down.
Like this one?
No.
Like tattoos?
Yeah, the painting. Yeah, the tattoos one. There you go. But what would you say like this pattern is?
A floral?
Like a
I don't know.
silhouette kind of thing?
I
Or?
don't know.
These seem to be the ones that had the most value. There was one in here that was like, it could be individually sold for like $60. I just did not want to deal with like
that one.
Yeah, that one was. I
Pretty
think that one might have been like a $15 to $20 one. But like they had like different types of painting, and those ones were more desirable. But we lotted them all together. It was a total of. Let's see. Did I put a number on here? Nope, I didn't put a number on. I don't know.
All of these.
35.
For what?
We're gonna say 35. $154.01.
Yeah.
On that lot, and I'm ecstatic because I want them gone.
And we wanted someone to actually pay for it.
Yeah, and they paid.
So yay. Hopefully they'll love them.
All right, so this was the other disgusting situation where somebody came in and offered $2 for this. And it's like, I just listed this. I know it's the season. This is Build-A-Bear brand. So it's supposed to be like a trick-or-treat bag for a bear or something like that. And they offered $2. Then it was $4.
What did you originally have it at?
$8.88.
Okay.
And then I like when they first offered, I counted 8, and again it was 2, 4. Then it was 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like,
this is exhausting. You're wasting my time.
it is, and it's wasting everybody's time. Like I think once you do the first like 2, then to 4, like just stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
But I guess the argument would be, why do you just not do minimum offers so you don't have to get those disgusting
I mean,
ones?
I could, but I also like, because I think to some degree it does promote your item when you do counter.
Yeah.
But like I don't want to sit here and do the I counter 8. Well, I'm gonna counter 4. Well, then I'm gonna counter 7. Then I'm gonna counter 5.
They like that banter. It's like
and then I'm
going
gonna counter
to
650.
It's just
I'm
like,
countering 6.
Some people like that.
Like, get out of here. Like,
it's like an auction, honey.
No, it's not. It's 100% not an auction.
It's like the flea markets where you just the cost is already low and you go lower.
I think this. Oh no, we got a couple more sales still. But we have a driver. This is a TaylorMade Rocket Balls Stage 2 driver. Yeah, I don't want to hit you.
I know. There's
but
resistance.
That driver right there, I bought this with a lot of like 6 other clubs. Great deal. This was 2 weekends.
Oh, okay,
this was 2 weekends ago, and we paid $20 for the whole lot.
What did it sell for?
$99.95 plus shipping.
That's good.
Fantastic sale on that one.
Yeah.
And it is I think it was a regular. Yeah, regular. Regular flex, graphite shaft. Really good.
Cool.
Really good sale. Probably could have been one I could have kept. For some reason, I can't. I hit my irons better.
What are you looking
stiff. Oh, they're right here. Stiff, but then my driver, for some reason, I hit better when it's a regular flex.
Okay.
And I'm not a real fan of my driver right now. But I also don't play enough.
Exactly.
That's the problem. Next up, we have 2 glasses. This was McDonald's Disney World 100 Years of Magic, and one is Ascot. Is it Ascot?
I don't know.
Epcot.
Epcot.
Ascot. Magic Kingdom, talking about neighborhoods like
Yeah.
in the area. Epcot and Magic Kingdom, a glass of 2, $14.95 plus shipping on
We
that.
don't buy these anymore.
No, part of it is there's a lot of
So
risk
many of them.
with regards to like
Shipping
yeah, because it could
and
break.
storing. I don't fear that anymore. Maybe when we were starting out, but
No.
I just don't want them. I just don't want glassware. It's
Yeah.
just too much to keep up with.
So that is out the door. So 21 total items. We had some
Yes,
decent sales.
we did. My Little Ponies, the driver, the
boat.
Those were our highlights.
Those were the 3 best sales.
Yes.
And I'm hoping
things pick up because you have good inventory.
Well, we just had a couple items literally sell right before we got on here. So I think that's a good sign. And I got quite a bit of inventory to get to listing.
Yeah.
So as soon as we get off of here, I'll be running to the thrift store.
I'll be shipping.
You'll start shipping. And then I'll be coming back and getting listing and get stuff like that done. And then my Tigers play today, so I will be watching the Tigers. And then
and we have piano and guitar, so we'll be out.
So busy day.
Fun times. Good Monday. We had some decent sales, so can't complain.
Yep.
And we have power and water, so what more can you ask for?
If you're still watching, I'm curious to know that. Okay.
There are people.
But I'm curious to know, are you seeing the same type of behavior where somebody comes in really low and the whole time they fully intended on buying the item?
Yeah.
You know,
like how quick are these people to respond when you do it? Is it like within 5 minutes you guys have settled it, or is it dragging out? Over
it can be
days?
either or.
Ugh.
I've seen it to where it's, somebody offered $22 for an item and I countered 30 for an item that's listed for 32, and then they'll come back like a day and a half later and they're like, trying a second. They literally put trying a second time, and they offered $23, and it's like, seriously, like, stop. Like, this is way below my.
I just think if you're getting that frustrated, you may need to start putting on an offer.
I do if I see a trend of getting really low offers on a specific item.
Oh, on the item itself.
Yes,
okay.
I will set a minimum on an item. Like, for example, the My Little Ponies, I was getting too many lowball offers, and I set a minimum requirement. That driver that we just sold, I had somebody offer me like $50 for it. And it was like, I literally just listed this. You're going to offer me half price? Like, disgusting. And then I just declined it.
I wonder if it's also like with Poshmark, that is the model. So I wonder if people are just getting kind of accustomed to.
Nope. I think people are preying on desperation for the eBay sellers.
I would tend to think it's not malicious in that way.
And no, I think that, honey, it is.
I do think it's starting bad trends on returns. Like, that's starting to get frustrating.
Yeah.
So, because they're not actually wanting to send the item back. They just want a partial.
Yep.
That's frustrating.
Correct. Because
they didn't get a good deal on the front, or a deal that they wanted on the front end, so then they'll go ahead and purchase it and then cause a scene on the back end.
Yeah, and expecting that you'll bend
buckle
over backwards, and it's like, nope, send it back.
Yep. Rather have it back.
We've had one with a rangefinder, which was perfectly fine, and they're saying that it does not read the right yardage. And ever since, I basically like put my foot down, they've gone away.
Yeah.
And have not mentioned anything. So that just leads me to believe they tried their their game.
Yeah.
And it didn't work.
Yep. And I think sellers probably feel under pressure to just cater to them because they don't want their
store dinged.
Yeah. So that's why it's so important to take great pictures, check your items really thoroughly before you send them out, and have confidence in what you're sending so that you know what you provided was a good item and they're just being malicious.
Yeah. And I will say too, whenever you find that when somebody tells you what their intentions are, then you need to make sure you make sure you react, and you need to block those people for future issues.
Right.
Like, a lot of times if we have a repeat buyer, the first thing we're going to do is go look to see what did this person buy previously.
Yeah.
Because now I want to see, okay, was this a good experience on our end? Because if you created a madness or an issue for us, it's like,
I don't want you back.
I'm not sending this to you. So
you're on the do not enter.
Nice try. Nice try.
Thank you. I hope you have a good day too, Mega.
But I think that is probably it for today.
Yep. So we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes. Take care,
Hopefully
everybody.
have good sales and a great day. See you later.
Bye.